real ones
Yo,
know what's
yo,
going on.
yo. We in the building. We in the building. We live.
The real ones know what's going on.
Shout out to Felix. Shout out to Inner Chakra. Shout out to Connoisseurs Triple Salute in the chat right now. Let's see what we got. What we got? We got.
What up?
Yep, we got 3 in the chat currently. Everything seems to be good. Spectrum was hating on a boy yesterday, but we here, man. We here to do what we do. That's all that matters.
That's crazy. You gotta pay them.
Well, if I didn't pay them, what makes you think I paid them yesterday for this to work?
Well, it's working now, right?
Yeah. So then, in the meantime, I paid them. I just decided, hey, let me pay them.
You paid them, and it started working. That's what I'm saying. You got.
But why wouldn't I pay them before?
It's cool, bro. We'll talk about it later.
Yikes! Why are you even defending Spectrum on this one? You don't even.
No, I was just telling you.
The homie. I'm your homie. That's crazy. Anyway, Inner Chakra is happy you were here today. Marcus is back. What's up? What's good, my brother?
What up, Inner Chakra?
All right. You know, I am glad you're back as well. I just don't appreciate all the blue. But we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Anyway, should we start?
Blue is the color of 2024, baby. It's the color.
We will talk about it because I don't think that's true whatsoever. But you know, we'll get there.
The color of 2024.
It was the color of 2023.
Well, so far, the only football game played in 2024. Well, was that New Year's Day? You're right. Well,
Okay.
no, I'm sorry. The only football game, well, 2 out of the 3 football games played in 2024 were won by Michigan.
Okay. So then you're not going to have a good 2025 then.
Listen, I know you're probably going to elaborate later on.
I sure will. You know I will.
All of your guys' great
Success in the off season,
portal and recruiting, and you know, it's so unlike what you guys have been in all seasons past. It's just crazy. But I don't. No. I just want to preface it just to as a Michigan fan who just won a national championship.
You did.
I don't give a shit. Couldn't care less.
That's interesting because I feel the same way about Michigan winning a championship and the whole cheating thing.
It's very okay. Well, that's fine. I appreciate that. But as far as the championship goes, it's very convenient for a team that didn't play in it to say that they don't care about the team who won it. Like
I would agree.
I think people think that that's a burn, that people think that they're lobbing towards. Oh, nobody cares about me. Did you go get on your knees and suck off Nick Saban every time when he won 5 out of 7? Did you enjoy that? Did you like seeing that year in and year out? Did you cheer them on? No.
I call Nick Saban Satan. About? Of course I didn't.
The only people who care when their team wins the national championship is the fan of that team. Everyone else is a hater.
Sure.
But please, let's just continue to drive the stake home, the narrative stake. But I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. Damn. I don't care. Will Howard, Dwight Howard, Tony Howard. Don't give a shit. Beat us. Prove it. Off season is off season, fam. That's all it is. Off season, and if we judging off off season, y'all still behind Ole Miss. So I guess by y'all standards, Ole Miss gonna be in the national championship versus y'all.
Behind how? How are we behind them?
In terms of their off season, I would say Ole Miss had the stronger off season.
Because they've had more transfers, like number wise.
Well, more, and then also where they're getting the transfers. I think they addressed their needs, and y'all y'alled. Y'all did what Ohio State did.
I don't think Ohio State's done. Hold that thought.
I think they got very strong in the trenches. If you're Ole Miss, I think they actually bought some players that are going to make a difference in what they didn't have last year. And I think Ohio State did what Ohio State does.
Hold that thought. W's and L's, a weekly recap show where we give a dub to the things that we like and an L to the things that we don't. I'm going first. So therefore, I have to give a dub to the Ohio State Buckeyes for doing such an amazing job in the offseason so far, despite whatever may have happened a couple weeks ago, who nobody even thinks about anymore. but doing an amazing job, and I don't think they're done.
Nobody even thinks about it anymore.
Nobody's even
the
college football world is not.
A few weeks ago. Damn, shut that.
The college football world is not.
Before you started the podcast, we've already established that that's a farce. It doesn't fucking mean anything. The college football world doesn't. Shut up. Whoever. That's not a thing. Who gives a shit? It is what it is.
Okay, that's fair. No, it's fair.
Like, it's the entire impetus for what's going on in college football since we won a championship. Saban retiring. Caleb DeBoer to Alabama. Fucking Michigan State coach talking about, shit, I should have waited out for Washington. Look at the ripple effects of Michigan's championship. None of that happens if Michigan even loses the Rose Bowl. Michigan don't lose the Rose Bowl. Nick Saban ends up in the national championship for the 9th time. You think really that's where he's going out on? Nah, man. He hit a block, went to the Rose Bowl, and said, you know what? I'm not going to do another reload. This is it for me. I've given Tuscaloosa what they had, and there was also some scuttlebutt about maybe some health stuff going on with a loved one. I don't know, so I won't make heads or tails of that. But if we just talking the football of it all, Nick Saban beats Michigan in the Rose Bowl. Nick Saban plays in the national championship at all, whether or not he probably beats the shit out of Caleb DeBoer like we did. But if he doesn't, I still find it hard to believe that that's what he goes out retiring on, right? But if you lose in the Rose Bowl, it's like, all right, well, you know, maybe this is the step back. Because even as I was saying, we didn't get to talk about it much going into that game. There were so many things on Alabama's side that showed itself all season that just kind of all came rushing back in the Rose Bowl. That also. Spotty offensive line play, protection breakdowns, not dealing with twists very good. There was always room there to run the ball. There was always room there to run the ball. I always thought Alabama's run defense was based off of reputation mostly when we got to talking about it in the postseason. Everybody thought Michigan was afraid of Alabama. It was just like a totally stacked deck if you listen to the nationwide media about it. So then the way I'm looking at it is there's a lot of stuff going on. Quarterbacks flipping, going every which way.
Sure.
Teams loading up for next season. If we hadn't won this national championship and all this shit would have happened, maybe it would make me feel away. Maybe it made me a little bit more nervous. But where I'm at now is that we, again, just won the national championship. Nobody was telling Georgia to shake in their boots when they won their national championship in 21 or 22. Matter of fact,
sure, because they still returned a lot of players.
They tried to give Georgia deference we returned a lot of players this all season. You didn't give us the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, going into
the
season,
that we were going to be in the national championship going into this season. Yeah, you didn't give us that benefit of the doubt.
Weren't y'all preseason
give us the Georgia treatment?
Top 5?
You didn't give us that we returned 20-ish or so draftable players, and at the beginning of the season, you didn't give them the credit for that. That's what I'm saying. The bias is Georgia goes out there and does something great. They return a bunch of players. It's automatic. They're a national championship favorite. Michigan has the same thing, gets within a game of the national championship, returns 20 draftable players, and all of a sudden it's like, the schedule sucks. It's cheating! It's cheating!
Oh, well, right? we're going to get that same thing going into this season about our shitty schedule.
Well, no, I mean, with y'all, it's either going to be or it's not, right? Like, quarterbacks be damned, running backs be damned. You are either going to get better in the trenches and run the ball better when you need to or not. You are either going to get better in the trenches and stop the run when you need to or not. And so far,
you're absolutely right.
None of that shit got addressed.
None of it
got addressed. So Quinshawn Juggins, Jug Juice, Jughead, don't give a shit who running the damn ball. If the offensive line isn't improved, it's all for naught.
We've already got a transfer lineman and a blocking tight end from OU.
You got
and we're not done.
From Alabama,
right?
Whose ass we whooped in the Rose Bowl, and both of the guys who whooped his ass are coming back.
That doesn't mean he's a bad center.
Is a 3-year starter. He's more than what he was in the Rose Bowl. I grant you that. But in terms of talking about what Ohio State needs to improve, I wouldn't think the first thought be go get the guy who we just got seen get his ass kicked on the national stage. Not just low snaps, but literally Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant hitting this nigga like hot potato.
But what if he is not an improvement from what we had? In fact, is he not?
Maybe he is. Maybe he is an improvement over what's in your room. I'm saying that's saying something if that's the case. To me, just looking from the outside looking in, he can be a totally different player next year. But from the outside looking in, if Seth McLaughlin is the upgrade you needed, out of what I've seen him doing in Alabama against Michigan, it didn't fare all too well.
Our running game wasn't that bad last season anyway. The run blocking wasn't the problem.
It was when you needed short yardage. It was in the fourth quarter when you needed to run the ball.
Not throughout the season. Maybe in that game.
On the other side of Conversely, on the other side of the ball, couldn't stop it when you needed to. Couldn't stop it. Not just against Michigan. Missouri ran the ball when they needed to against y'all.
Okay.
It wasn't just a one-game thing. So it's like, it's starting to feel to me, and again, I'm not going to judge every single transfer or how much you spent. I don't really care about all that shit. If that's the way that y'all constructing y'all roster, keep doing it that way. And then we will line it up every November and see who wins out. So far, it's been Michigan. I don't see anything coming from y'all side that makes me say, oh, that's completely different from what they've done. Bill O'Brien at OC, is that what am I supposed to be? Why would I take my attention away from the greatest time in Michigan football to pay attention to y'all sniffing ass with Brick
because
O'Brien?
The greatest time in Michigan football is over. The Orgy Don era is not going to get it.
To beat us
sure,
to
sure,
say that.
Sure.
First
okay,
of all,
fair.
You tried to stamp it out before it even started, even though we had 3 straight Big Ten championships. You still tried to discredit it. Then we whooped your ass for a 3rd straight time.
You didn't whoop our ass. You only won by 6 points at home. 6 points at home.
It doesn't matter.
It's not a ass whooping.
We beat you for a 3rd straight year in a row, and now you're trying to tell me after we win a national championship was the one thing that you kept saying, oh, well, it doesn't matter if you beat us because you can't win a natty, so we finally beat a natty, and it's like, oh, well, now it's over? No, nigga, that's
it's over.
You don't.
How many of your players are leaving?
You don't sign players in the offseason.
Your coach is leaving.
Oh, well, we beat them. That's the difference. He hasn't left.
Sure.
We haven't played a game in 2024 in the fall season. Y'all haven't done anything on the field. That's the difference.
Sure, but we're returning a lot of people, and you're not.
You're raising off-season trophies, and we're chasing college football championships. That's the difference.
You're not. You're not the same team. You're not even close to the same team.
We care about it. You're not listening. You're not listening. You are under. First of all, most of the players on our defense who made a difference this year are returning.
Is Mikey returning?
Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Will Johnson, Makari Page, Rod Moore, Rayshawn Benny, Ernest Hausman, all returning. Keon Sabb, Zeke Berry, Jade McBurrows, all played this year. Quentin Johnson, the nigga who knocked Mecca Egbuka's chin strap into the first row, all coming back.
None of that matters. None of that matters.
Part of Michigan's team this year on the defensive side. So
we only lost by 6 to you and your house. You're coming back here.
Fine, Josh. Fine. Yeah, and the last time we played here, we dogged y'all. We dog walked.
Sure, and we had a defense that was ass that year.
Nobody is afraid of playing Ohio State in Horseshoe anymore.
We had a defense that was ass that year. When we had a defense that was capable, we only lost to y'all by 6 at your house.
I hear you. That's fine. And yeah, you were close.
And we returned those people.
And hand grenades. It doesn't work in football.
Sure, but we're returning those people and we're at home.
Close doesn't get you to advance to anything. So close is what got y'all still talking about almost beating Georgia. That's your shining achievement of the last 4 years.
Definitely not still talking about that.
Almost beating the national champion.
Who's still talking about that?
We almost beat a national champion 2 times.
Who's still talking about that?
That's y'all's claim to fame. The last 4
No, it's
years.
Not. The first championship of the CFP era.
No, I said of the last 4 years, fam. That was the first. That was
a national championship appearance in the last 4 years.
So you're saying
the national championship
blowout
appearance
to Bama is a bigger achievement.
Is it not
than
a
the
national
loss to
championship?
Georgia?
A national championship appearance versus a first round loss.
Wait. I want to make sure I'm getting you correctly. You believe it is a better accomplishment to have the showing that they had in the national championship versus Devontae Adams and
You're talking about the result
versus
of two different levels.
I'm sorry, Devontae Smith versus what y'all did versus Georgia, who eventually went on and won the national championship.
Right, but you're talking about the result at two different levels here. I'm talking about a first round loss versus an appearance in the national championship. Were the results different there? Sure.
If that's your standard. If I lost 52-13, I wouldn't even want to claim that. But if that's your standard, that's your standard. I'm not judging you on your team.
One is higher. One is a higher rank than the other.
What I most commonly hear Ohio State fans boast about in the last couple of years, before this year, was, hey, we lost to Georgia by a missed field goal, and they went on to win the national championship. We should have won.
That was before this year.
This year, it was, Michigan won a national championship. We only lost to them by 7 on the road.
6.
Well, fam, whatever. Getting close got you anything, then Penn State would be a champion. If getting close got you anything, then Iowa would be a 2-time champion in the last 4 years.
How close did either one of them get? At least to us. Maybe to y'all.
Big Ten championship game.
Okay, fair.
Twice.
Fair.
In the last 3 years.
Big Ten championship is completely different.
Penn State only lost to Michigan and Ohio State for 2 straight years.
That's not almost.
That's close. That's
close.
Not.
That's two. That's 2 teams.
That you're working with is close to fucking enough. It's close
but that's
enough,
2 teams
man.
versus one. One of us are going to only lose 1 game, whereas Penn State's 2. It's different in our. It's different in our division. It doesn't matter. Divisions are going.
Y'all have a whole season to make it through before we play y'all at y'all house next year, and y'all are the ones that are behind. Finally, by your own standards, that you set for my team, year in and year out. It doesn't matter even if y'all beat us because y'all can't win a natty. Well, we won a natty.
Sure.
The crystal ball is sitting in Ann Arbor in the trophy case.
Absolutely.
If y'all want it, y'all got to go through us to go get it. And we're going
That's
to
fair.
be there.
But I can't be excited
for it.
We're
going to be there. So, but y'all acting like y'all done already won it. You said the Michigan era is over. Y'all haven't done anything.
We have to play the game. There's no acting like we won it.
Of course we have to play
the game. But I'm dumb excited.
Is one thing. Y'all got Quinshawn Judkins. Y'all got Caleb Downs. Y'all got a bunch of good players. That's reason to be excited.
Julian saying?
Sitting up here ringing the bell that y'all are back and that. Fam, are y'all not setting yourself up for another disappointment?
I don't think so.
You had a Heisman Trophy candidate returning at quarterback. You had 3 NFL wide receivers, potentially 3,000-yard receivers in one season. You had a Heisman Trophy candidate at running back. In my humble opinion, just from the outside looking in, you had a back on the roster that was better than him, that was more durable than him. You just didn't give him the fucking ball, and that's why he transferred.
Chip?
So really what you did is...
Wait, you think Chip is better than Quinshawn Judkins?
No. Better than Trey. I thought Chip was a better running back last year than Trey. They gave Trey the opportunity to keep playing.
Fair.
Look how the season started. Who started at running back last year for Ohio State at the start of the season?
Trey.
Man, we talked about this through the first 3 weeks.
Trey got injured.
They were shipping backs, but the first person to get a carry was Chip Trayanum.
Oh, well, maybe. But
early on in the season,
Trey was running back 1.
Toting the rock first, right? And what did I tell you about Travion Henderson? What did I say about him? I said, he's great, man. Home run ability, speed, can hit the hole great, can show you some power every now and again.
And he proved that later in the season.
His worst ability is availability, and he's going to be on the sidelines. And
sure.
How many games did he miss last year?
He missed a few. He missed a few. But that is an even better reason as to why we have Quinshawn Judkins to give him load management.
That's what I'm saying. I think you basically, for 2 years in a row, right? Because Mayan Williams in 2022 to me was the lead back. I don't think Travion Henderson has been the sole number 1 solo back in that backfield since 2020.
He definitely was last year.
Maybe for the last 5
half,
games of the season.
at least second half of the season.
But then in Michigan, it wasn't like y'all leaned on him and gave him 20 carries.
We were coming from behind.
Yards.
A little different.
Game plan changes. If he's the lead back coming into the game, he's the lead back. So getting 66 yards is what it is. But my point is, he split carries a lot because he can't stay on the field.
Yeah, no, agreed.
So even when they want to make him the starting back, he's not available enough to be the starting back.
Right.
So what y'all basically did was get a new starting back in Quinshon Judkins and put Travion back in the same position he's been in the last 2 years as a split carry back. That's not any different. It's just that your lead back is now a little bit better than what he's been the last 2 years. Quinshon Judkins is a little bit better than Chip Trainum and Mayan Williams from 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe a lot better. I mean, maybe he's a lot better.
You don't lose the home run ability when Travion leaves, which I think is improving your running game.
He's been the same player. He's been splitting carries already. I'm just saying, is he going to get healthier now in the 4th year?
With load management?
What's going to make him – okay, well then if he's just a relief back and he's splitting carries, I don't really have to worry about that because we've proven that we can cover Travion Harrison. We can do it.
But can you cover both?
The same guys
all
who've been
game.
covering him for the last 2 years are all coming back. They're all coming back. Eric Moore, Josiah Stewart, both coming back.
Except Mikey.
About them two.
Except Mikey.
Yeah, hey, listen, Mikey, the Haitian King, my boy. He got to be on the Michigan Mount Rushmore. Because I swear to God, every time we needed a play from Mike Sanders,
Michigan Mount Rushmore.
He's gotta be. Like, in terms of playmakers.
Desmond Howard, Charles Woodson, Tom Brady.
No. Stop.
Mike Hart.
I'm not saying he's as good overall a player as those guys. I'm saying the plays, the moments that Mike Sanders still created.
Sure.
In big game after big game, you can't name a big game in the last 3 years where Mike Sanders still hasn't made a play, even when he was playing offense. Even when he was playing wide receiver, he still had found a way to make plays. Every single big game, whenever you need one.
Yeah, all right. He cool.
Man, the man don't miss.
He cool.
But yeah, man,
right.
y'all enjoy the off-season trophies and whatnot. And
hey, man,
I'm excited for next season because I think this will be one of the strongest years for the Big Ten in recent memory. There are a lot of teams with high expectations, a lot of teams with their chest poked out and seem like they're ready to go. So bring it on.
Oregon,
roll up.
Oregon's looking for some get back.
11-0 next year. We'll see how that goes.
Oregon's looking for some get back. Michigan wants to prove themselves. Penn State wants to prove themselves.
No. Michigan proved themselves. Now someone needs to knock them off their perch. We ain't chasing no more. We are the hunted.
The Alex Orji, Donovan Edwards connection just don't seem real to me.
We are the hunted. Fam, our running back room is a mile long. We're fine.
Sure. Wait, do you guys still have? Y'all don't have Cabana no more, right?
We do have Cole Cabana.
But that's not your next
Benjamin
one.
Hall, Cole Cabana, Micah Kayapana, Jordan Marshall's coming in this year. The running back room's loaded.
Well, who am I thinking? Who did y'all? Oh, Khalil Mulling. That's what I'm thinking of.
Khalil Mullings is also coming back.
Okay.
The running back room is loaded. So
it's not the best backfield in the country, though.
But listen. Listen to what y'all need from y'all's quarterback compared to what we need. See, 3,100 yards, 25 touchdowns, and only 6 interceptions, not good enough for y'all. You got to be better than that. And Will Howard ain't had no season like that. Okay? He has not had no season.
He also never had any weapons like this.
That's all. Fine, whatever, but he hasn't shown that he could do that. What Kyle McCord did last year in this offense. You know what we need? You know what you need to do? You know what threshold you need to do? 2,800 yards in the regular season and 19 touchdowns. If you can do that, we can go to the national championship.
Is that JJ?
We don't need. That's all he had at the end of the regular season was 2,800 yards and 19 touchdowns.
That's crazy.
He ended up with around 3,000 in like 25, 26. But
that's nuts.
at the end of the season, 2,800 yards and 19 touchdowns. So if you can just do that and not turn the ball over, damn, we go into playoffs and we probably going to be in the Big Ten championship playing somebody, whether it's Ohio State, USC, Oregon, Washington, whoever the hell.
It ain't gonna be USC.
We're gonna be there. It's probably not gonna be USC. It'll be somebody.
Anyway, spent almost 30 minutes talking about college football. That's how much we miss it. Shout out to Marvelise D in the chat. Shout out to Inner Chakra. Joel Embiid just dropped 70. Sheesh.
Was it a legit 70 or was it a Devin Booker 70?
We'll have to see.
Somebody let me know in the chat.
Shout out to D Steezel and shout out to Profess the Film Fan. Anyway, moving on to my next
dub.
You know what
I mean by a Devin Booker 70 Inner Shocker? You know what I mean by Devin Booker Shocker, Josh? Or Devin Booker Shocker.
Devin Booker 70.
When they was calling timeout so he can get it, and they was losing. They was fucking losing the game.
But you gotta get your points, bro.
Zers.
Yikes.
No, I don't count that. That shit don't count.
All right, so we tried last night, and we got through a couple of W's and L's. Do you want to go through them again, just to give it a natural feel, or just skip them?
Yeah, I believe you were first, so you can roll back through your stuff.
All right. Second dub, since I gave a dub to the Buckeyes this time, is going to Kid Cudi and Lupe Fiasco. Because the both of them have had apparently a long-standing feud, one that has caused Lupe Fiasco to say he wanted to beat Kid Cudi's bitch ass multiple times on Twitter. And so their feud is over. And look at that. Black men can dead their beef without any kind of violence.
What is up with these random Kid Cudi beefs? Like, Kid Cudi had smoke that I never knew he had. I thought it was just Kanye. He beefing with Puffy. He beefing with Lupe Fiasco.
He beefed with Drake at one point.
What's up with him and all the over 40 rappers? What's up?
I have no idea. I don't know what it is.
He hate the over 40 club. He hates you niggas that get senior discounts. Hate y'all.
Yeah, well, he is almost over 40 himself, 39 years old. So, but yeah, it looks like they chopped it up, they pieced it up. So it's good to see black men can dead their beef without having to resort to violence. That's how I feel.
Sure.
Let's see here. Where am I at now? Oh, these are their Twitters. All right. I have to give a dub to both The Rock and millennials, because when I see millennials are thriving. They don't look dumb old because of stress. And I gave that example specifically for one reason, because it looks like Gen Z is doing the exact opposite. They're aging like milk. Let's watch this video.
Apparently, Gen Z is like aging really rapidly.
It is mainly because of the stress. Come here. We live in a time nowadays where millennials look way younger for their age, while Gen Z looks way older for their age. If you don't believe me, I'm Gen Z. Get closer. I am Gen Z and nobody ever believes me. When my mom and I walk out in public, people think that my mom is my younger sister. Right. When I tell people, oh, I'm going to go hang out with my family, they think I'm talking about my children. I don't have kids. Right. I'm talking about my parents. I'm still the child. Does that make sense? I'll put it to you like this. Zendaya is older than me. Tom Holland is older than me. That's, you know what I'm saying right now? There was one time I wanted an autograph from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Right, I was standing for hours for this autograph.
How was that even possible?
I said, "Can you?"
So he's like 20, 21, 22.
No, he said he's 26, and I think Zendaya and Tom Holland are both 27. So literally just a year older.
So he's as old as my sister, yo, but he looks like my older brother that I don't have.
Realistically, it's the beard.
He's the older brother that I don't have. I have it anyways. Yeah.
It's the beard. It's the glasses. But I mean, they're just.
Yeah, but no, it's like look at the salt and pepper.
He got some grays. He definitely got some grays in here for sure.
You're 26.
They're stressed. Social media has stressed them out.
Did you like fight in third world countries for a living or something? What the hell?
No. Gen Z is stressed out because of all the social media bullying and
yo.
That's it. That's got to be it.
Ain't no goddamn way. You look like a tenured professor at a state university.
He does. This man is a clear 50.
You look like the man who's coming to fix my HVAC system.
Facts. Absolutely. But
you look like the guy. Remember the Flex Seal guy, the original Flex Seal guy, the one who passed away?
Yeah. Oh, what was his name? Fuck. Yeah, I know you're talking about though.
He got the dark hair and the goatee. That's what you look like.
Like a little bit more black version of that.
Like, if Dwayne The Rock Johnson told me that bro was his unfamous older brother, I would believe it.
Yeah. I would too.
Yeah, this is my brother. He's not an actor or anything. Kind of does YouTube videos. He's kind of cool.
TikTok videos. He's a TikToker.
TikTok videos, yeah. I would believe it. Oh yeah, Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson is crazy. All right, let's listen.
What are y'all doing?
Let's listen to the rest of the story real quick.
Can you please sign this poster? It's for Jordan, right? He then took it and put, "Dear Jordan, your dad is a great guy. He stood out here for hours," and then gave it back to me. And before I can correct him, he looked at me and said, "Times were way more difficult back when we were kids, am I right?" And then he tapped my shoulder and left. Dwayne is 52.
Not the shoulder tap.
I am 26. What I'm saying is, so Gen Z definitely looks older. I'm not going to lie to you.
Gen Z is out here aging like milk.
Man, because you're not supposed to look like that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts. Insane. That's nuts. And it's not just him. They really do out here look crazy. I don't know what it is. And the only stress that I can see.
The fast food secrets guy.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Maybe they eat terribly and they're stressed because of social media.
You said he looked like that because he know all the fast food secrets?
That's got to be what it is. All right. This one, we recorded it. You had your takes. Do you want to give another take on this, or do you want to let it be on the video?
Did you get them?
I recorded the whole thing.
We on live anyways. I mean, if you saw it yesterday, you know how I feel about it. But I to reiterate a bit, I do feel like Chappelle has some points, mainly about how Cat was only giving us the salacious about everything he knew in Hollywood. He nobody ever really tells us who's not terrible, like who didn't suck a dick, you know? That's what I want to know. Who's real? Because otherwise, you got me believing that Angela Bassett and her husband had a three-way to get their careers, and it's just like, you know, I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that Denzel had to do something icky to get his status in Hollywood. But that's what you set up when you leave it so ambiguous like that. The biggest names in Hollywood, anyone you know, either licked the PP or got their PP licked.
Is a fat face on liar.
And if anyone tells you different, they're a fat face on liar. So like, if that's what you gonna say, then you really just shutting it down as like either the wee players or the non-wee players. And for some reason, all the wee players are black.
Yeah.
You know? And while people try to throw up, oh, well, he said this and that about Joe Rogan. He said this and that about Gary Owen. He didn't say nothing negative about Gary Owen.
Gary Owen is still out
Gary
here
Owen
doing...
tells black jokes so his white ass can't cross over. That's what he said. That's a compliment.
Gary Owens hasn't stopped talking about Cat Williams on his YouTube channel since.
Yeah, I mean, that is a compliment. And the fact that he said Gary Owens' name in this 2-hour masterpiece of content gave Gary Owens some coin.
Oh, for sure.
So, no, he did not disparage beyond anything that we already know. We know Joe Rogan's crew is not funny. They are nationally made fun of for not being funny.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we understand that. What's the one dude named Brendan? Did he get made fun of by Bobby Lee and he start crying?
Oh, yeah.
We know Brendan Schaub. We know they're not funny.
Brendan Schaub, I don't think that was the guy. But Brendan Schaub gets hated on. Nah, but Brendan Schaub gets hated on for not being funny as well.
Damn, I swear to God, Bobby Lee was making fun of him and he like walked off a podcast and started crying or something.
No, that was Jake Paul's co-host or whatever, but they're the same person. They're both equally unfunny.
Okay. My bad. Yeah, no, they're both unfunny. They're so unfunny, I meshed them into one unfunny ball.
Yeah.
But again, Epstein and Weinstein. No, man, name the producer who asked you to pull out your wiener while you was in a room with Ludacris instead of telling me Ludacris did it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, man, if that is what the power structure has in place for you, it's going to people that fall to it. That's not hard for me to understand. I'd like to think that I'd be stronger-willed, like Cat Williams wants everyone to believe he's always been, because he's just available in these rooms whenever some nastiness is going down. He never did any of it.
No.
Never did shit.
No.
He doesn't have any equal collateral to these people that they could say about him that would lead them to believe he's okay to be in the room while they're doing this nonsense. No. Everybody knows Cat Williams in Hollywood as a truth teller. He just happens to be in the room while all this nasty shit is going around. Just by happenstance. Right? Right?
Clearly.
Like Chappelle said, hurt people, and every few years he does this. Every few years he got smoke for another comedian. He got smoke for Sid, he got smoke for Kevin Hart, he got smoke for this person, that person, and all of y'all did something dirty to get ahead of me. Oh, by the way, I'm going on tour. Come and see me and Torrey Hart. Damn, I could smell the rollout, man.
That's nuts. That whole thing is nuts. All right. I'm going to go ahead and give an L to this situation. He got an old school face. Yeah, no, he did. All right. I'm giving an L to this situation that we discussed, I think maybe a week or two before you went on break. And it's the situation with Snoop Dogg, where basically he said he was going to give up smoking. And then it turned out he was just talking about a smokeless grill. Remember that?
I think we called that. We said it was going to be some sort of like smokeless product or some shit like that.
We did. And from your recollection, seemed that whole thing got a little bit of hype. Probably worth the advertising dollars that they gave to him. You would probably agree with that? At least from the standpoint.
No, I heard it bomb.
It did bomb. So bad.
Yeah, I heard it bomb.
So bad that the CEO has changed since that time. They got rid of that CEO. That's crazy.
Yo, man, that's
they
crazy.
Fired their
that
CEO.
Is insane. I don't even think that happened to no. Well, it had to because the company went belly up. What was that? The phone streaming service that Kevin Hart was trying to help get off the ground. He made a movie for him.
The vertical one. The vertical
it went belly up in
videos.
less than a year.
Why can't I think of it?
Yeah, the vertical video shit. Quibi, yes. That is
Quibi for sure.
That was probably the last time we seen a bigger flop than that.
Well,
imagine paying Snoop Dogg the millions you must have paid him only to get 5.
I wonder if it tells you in here how much it was. No. Damn. It was a lot. For Snoop?
Relationship with Snoop Dogg? Is that what that says?
Nah, this is
consideration. Oh, that's the actual post.
This is the actual post. Yeah. I don't know. I would love to know how much they paid him. It's Snoop Dogg, so it must have been something.
I thought it was a clever little scheme. I think not our viewership, not our chat. I'm not talking about y'all. Y'all know I love y'all. But the majority of the internet is definitely gullible enough to have hopped on this because they absolutely did. Now, I think you have to have a more direct to sale approach in how you are now getting these in front of people, because I didn't really understand now how are these already sitting in a Walmart? Are they sitting in a Lowe's somewhere? Can I go get them? I got to get them off Amazon. Can I only buy them off of your site? Like, I think maybe a multi-platform approach instead of trying to put it. Didn't they put it around the national championship or something like that? Or it was the Rose Bowl?
It was one of those.
When did that commercial come out? Yeah,
it was something
one of the
big.
Big football. Instead of trying to focus it like a Super Bowl commercial, you kind of blitz all platforms with it, and you start telling people how they can get it, right, as you're revealing what it is you're actually selling. The commercial kind of felt like it leaned too heavy on Snoop just to sell the product. And it was like, well, what the hell did he know about fireplaces? And what is this thing?
Facts. Yeah, I'm not paying $249.
Fire without smoke. That sounds weird.
I'm not paying $2.99 is the actual price of it, and they're giving me a $50 savings. I'm not paying that for the
Would I pay
smokeless though.
$250 for a smokeless fire pit? Maybe, I guess.
I wouldn't.
I don't know.
Just give me a regular stove, fam. I'm good. I'll take the smoke.
Is it an environmental thing too? Like
Seems
it
like it
may
is.
be an environmental thing, but if that's how you're gonna market it, you got to sell this all. You're doing. It's too consumerist to apply to the lefties that you would need to attract for something like this. If it's a environmental thing, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So yeah, I that's unfortunate. That sucks.
Agreed. Fired your whole CEO. Like, no, this is such a bad idea. You got to go, fam. You're out. Let's see. William Moloch said Terry Crews got made fun of for telling us someone touched his pee-pee, which is facts. He was talking about the Cat Williams thing.
Well, okay, so sure. I'm gonna leave that one alone. I think the difference is that Terry Crews was trying to get some of that Me Too energy, while Cat Williams, and at least what he was trying to put off, was supposed to be supportive of Me Too, right? Terry Crews' thing was, hey, Me Too, Me Too.
Yeah.
And Cat Williams was more like, hey, yo, on the subject of all this Me Too stuff, here's what I've seen.
Agreed.
Because after Terry Crews came out and talked about the white executive who grabbed his PP, and he just had so much strength not to beat that man up and be a mean black man, right? Right? After he did that, he hung Gabrielle Union out to dry.
Facts.
So when it's you, white executives are, they're sexual predators, racist abusers. When it's Gabrielle Union, I have never experienced anything like that in my days at NBC.
Left her hanging.
So with his PP touching situation, I'm going to just leave it alone.
For sure. Shout out to Chillmonger in the chat. Shout out to Gray. All right.
What up, Chill? I got your message the other night, dog. I will be on doing a recast T'Challa episode with you one of these weeks. So save a spot for me, bro.
Very nice, very nice. All right. So, giving yet another L to a certain hip-hop fan. Before I get into it, I think there is a certain art to making it rain when it comes to throwing your dollars out there. Now, I don't know that art very well. I don't have that much money. I don't make it rain. I'm just saying I think there is a certain art to doing it. And there is a perfect example of this in this video here of Rich the Kid throwing money and not doing it very well until Takeoff had to show him how to do it properly. Look at him throwing these dollars. He's throwing them in people's face. Like, why is he throwing it like that? Takeoff was like, look, take the band off and then throw it up. He's still throwing it wrong, but there's an art. There's an art to making it rain. That's all I'm saying. Some people can do it, some people can't.
Imagine getting hit with that in the face until you realize it's a stack of $100. And you be like, oh, okay, bet. Or it's 1,000 singles. It's like, oh, bet. Shit. Cool. I'll take a sock in the eye for this wad.
I'm glad you said that. Because some people, like I said, can do it and some people can't. There's just a rule and there's an art to it. There's a fan who threw cash at Rick Ross, and Rick Ross decided to respond right then on stage. Let's watch this video. Now, first of all, goofy dancing. I don't know what the fuck he's doing after he threw that cash, but let's examine the way he threw that cash. Oh shit. There wasn't that much money. He just kind of threw it flimsy. And you're throwing it at Rick Ross, fam. Rick Ross is not a stripper. I don't think anybody wants to see Rick Ross strip. So don't be throwing cash at the boss like that. But Rick Ross, like I said, decided to respond on stage. Look at him just staring him down. Just throw the cash right in his fucking face. Get the fuck out of here. Now let me throw my dollars out. He definitely picked up $1. I'm sure he picked up $1 when nobody was looking.
He's playing.
He absolutely had to. If
I'm about to
it's you
go
or
back
me,
to the bar and buy another $14 beer.
you know what I mean? Like, come on, bro. And then
Get
after
some
this video,
reimbursement on this ticket. I know I paid $200 to stand up on the floor. This nigga was an hour late. Give me some of my money back, man.
he picked up some of his money and some of Ross's money. And he
Man,
probably
shit.
that's an investment. That's an investment for sure.
I swear all them dollars not going back to him because you know the security gonna come try to sweep it up. He threw that shit for the once they turn the lights out. Hey, give me that, yeah, bring that shit back here.
Facts, absolutely. And Chill said, and then after this video, Ross arrested him. Bro, he not a cop no more, bro. Chill out, relax. Let the boss be the boss.
Not no more.
No, not no more.
Damn, I feel like that is the greatest switch of like rap history. You was a CO, my nigga. Like, come on,
Facts. Man. And now you rap about selling
you
drugs.
Was a CO, and then the whole I was using that to moon pack through the fam. That's a felony. You go to jail for like in most places. I know Florida is real bad. A lot of places you can go to jail for life for that, for smuggling shit into a prison.
Oh yeah.
In no way you just openly admitting that if there's any evidence that you ever did some shit like that.
Facts.
The fact that this man was able to adopt somebody else's persona and just totally beat the fact that he was a officer, like a diet police officer, is nuts to me. It's nuts. And he be out here bullying people too. Don't let a diet police officer bully y'all on a regular because he got money.
Because he the boss.
Officer Ross. That's crazy.
Keita said that's Ush Bucks. That's Usher money. Oh man.
Hey yo, going to the strip club with Ush Bucks was another. That was from what, 2022?
I think that was 2021.
That was a minute. Yeah,
that was
a moment. That's a moment. Going to a strip club with your own face on the money. That's confidence.
Facts. So we just talked about college football, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I will be super excited for the NFL to end pretty soon. I know the Super Bowl is coming up. And there's only one reason why I even care about this. Oh, I didn't click the video yet.
Taylor Swift joined with
tired
all of the Kansas
of
City
seeing
Chiefs fans
Taylor
for a
Swift,
celebratory swag surf
and I'm
dance
tired of seeing
as
her
Kansas City
swag
topped the
surf.
Miami Dolphins.
I'm not even gonna show the video. Fuck the video. I don't want to see her swag surf. I don't want to see her doing anything in the stadium, and I don't even watch the NFL. And I'm constantly seeing clips and shit of this bullshit. I'm done with it. Totally done with it.
I had a conversation with somebody yesterday. I won't say who. Where a comparison was made.
Uh-oh.
Between Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Okay. No. Not even close. Not even close.
Like, I just don't even know what to do with this at this point. Now, I'm not that invested in Travis Kelce. He's a fellow Ohioan, so, I rock with him in that regard. But I'm not that invested to where, like, I'm going to be upset that he's dating her. But I, for one, don't think that a tiger changes its stripes. And Taylor Swift's Golden Goose, her Chamber of Secrets, her little notebook, her golden book, right? Her A1 content is her relationships.
Yes.
We don't get Grammy Taylor without several breakups.
For sure.
It doesn't happen. I don't think a tiger changes his stripes. I think if you ever plan on hearing Taylor Swift's music ever again, this relationship was doomed before it started. That's how I feel. I'm not trying to be pessimistic. I'm not hating on no Chiefs fans. I'm not wishing no bad juju on y'all. Y'all go in and do what y'all got to do. I am just telling you that she has been able to skirt the Kardashian-like reputation for reasons that we won't get into. I don't need to start that tonight. I ain't trying to that's not where I'm trying to put my energy. But y'all know why.
She is as white as my light mode background right now. That's why.
She's been able to have a similar type of run with celebrity men and just beat all the allegations, apparently. Where other women have not. I just don't think that, it's Travis Kelce now. It's a football player, so there's no reason to break up with him and make a Grammy-winning album and shoot myself into the further stratosphere and pop music history. Why would I do that?
So what you're saying is Travis Kelce is going to be the impetus for Taylor Swift's Lemonade.
I'm calling it now. Book it. Put it down. Today, January 22nd, 2024 at 10:17 p.m. I called it. I called it.
We'll see.
When she make the album and then she put out another movie for the tour, when she got to make the album, then the tour, then the movie for the tour, then the extended uncut director's cut of the tour movie, she gonna make $1 billion off this relationship, man.
Oh, agreed. Easily.
She gonna turn Travis Kelce into Bradley Cooper from A Star Is Born and make $1 billion off this joint.
Easily. You know what? If I was the Kansas City Chiefs, are we not rolling out a number 1 jersey with Swift on the back?
Oh, that's gross. That is gross.
That jersey is selling. That jersey is selling.
Some things don't need to sell. Some things that will sell don't need it.
Well, I'm not in the Kansas City organization, so I don't gotta worry about that. But if I was, anyway, I gotta give an L to a certain situation. I'm a huge sneakerhead, right? I've never done anything crazy to have to buy my sneakers. Never had to put the drip on a payment plan. Never had to sell my belongings to get a new pair of sneakers or anything crazy like that. If the sneakers weren't meant to be, the sneakers weren't meant to be. That's my rule to it, right? So you can imagine my disbelief when I saw that Rent-A-Center is leasing a pair of Jordans for $19.99 a week, bringing the total amount to $1,049.97 after the 53 payments.
Not what some fucking shoes cost.
These aren't even that good.
How is this any different from payday loaning? Like, how is this any different than payday loaning? And except for a direct cash advance, I'm giving you a product. It's the same business model. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to charge you 400% interest, and when you can't pay it, the only option will be to buy it out, in which you will pay 500% or 1,000 sometimes.
Yeah, no.
I think the buyout on this. Can you see the buyout on there? What's
$375. Well, it says $629.98, and then they scratched it out and put $375.
Yeah, that's the cash price. I'm saying if they end up, so let's say it's 400% interest and the balance is due in 6 months. You don't pay in 6 months. So now you refinance it. They add another 6 months onto it. You still can't pay it off. It has a limit.
You're talking about the total amount.
A max out limit, the total.
Yeah, that's
something like $3,000 to $5,000, something like that.
No, that's the $1,049.97.
1,000. Okay, my bad.
Now, first of all, the $375. That
53 payments. 53 payments of $20.
Crazy. These prices are all wrong.
For some shoes.
These prices are all wrong. But the $1,000 is nuts.
Ever shows up to the high school, if Rent-A-Center ever shows up to the high school to take your shoes, you have to move.
Agreed.
You have to move.
Agreed.
Is Ladarius in here? Ladarius, you have the Jordan 4s on?
Ladarius is crazy.
Yes, son, I need you to bring them back. Your mom missed the payment. Do you have $19.99? No? Okay, take the shoes off. Take them off. Yeah, you might as well let him take you. Throw you in the back of the truck and take you on to the store, too. You got to go. You can't stay there no more.
Putting the drip on a payment plan is nasty. Even if it's like Klarna.
It's predatory.
No, very, very predatory. But even if it's like 0% on Klarna, that's still, you can't afford the shoes. Just let it be. Crazy. I don't understand it. All right.
And then to end up paying more for something that you couldn't afford at the regular price, just so that you can pay it off in little bits, it's antithetical to any type of financial literacy. And the fact that they are allowed to do it is crazy.
Agreed. So moral of the story, Do not put the drip on a payment plan. That's all I'm saying. All right, I got one more L and then a toss up.
Or burn down the rent centers the next time that you riot.
That is also a good moral story.
Just kidding.
Wink, wink, nod, nod. Okay, speaking of putting things on a payment plan or subscription, I guess, video game company Ubisoft thinks that we should be comfortable with not owning our games, meaning that we should get used to paying subscriptions to the games that we want to own. They got so much backlash that their stock is dropping.
Yeah, I was about to say, you should get comfortable with not existing.
1,000%.
Okay.
You're high if you think.
People are just fond of subscribing to a service indefinitely without any ownership. That's definitely where we want to go as a society, right? It's definitely where things are trending. Let's just infinitely rent everything in our lives.
No,
but that's what they want us to do, fam. Like, think about it. Have you ever seen so many videos about small houses and RV living and minimalist living just in general, like as the ideal way to go about life, even if you are in a comfortable financial situation? I believe it is a sign of companies who stand to benefit on the scarcity of certain resources, such as housing or funding for housing or land, and convincing people now of a new normalcy that will eventually move into, between the housing crisis that we have going on, the homeless crisis, the AI wave that is sure to make another hit to the employment market. All of that is going to lead to people living differently.
Sure.
Closer and closer to what you consider homelessness today. So to the point where staying in a 500 square foot apartment is going to be somewhat of a luxury for some people. It already is in New York.
Yeah.
If you don't think that that's spreading to other cities in the Midwest, in the South, in the Southeast, in the Northeast, or the Northwest, it's coming for all those cities. Seattle, Los Angeles, even Midwestern states ain't standing up to it. Wisconsin, Minneapolis, Milwaukee,
Columbus,
St. Louis. You know what I mean? So they're trying. It's almost like corporations know, because they know where the money is going. You watch the money, you usually know what's going to happen. And as they're watching it, they're understanding that minimalist is going to become more of a social norm because of scarcity, because of lack of resources.
For sure.
And low wages, stagnant wages. There's going to be a lot of scarcity out here. And with scarcity comes panic. And with panic comes violence. So in some kind of sick way, they feel like they're doing you some good, convincing you to live out of your fucking car.
Hate it. Definitely hate it. Gray says that's crazy as fuck. A sucker is born every minute.
I don't want to not own the shit that I buy from you for $70 a pop.
Well, we're paying $70 a pop for it, but I'm not paying $10 a month or $10 a week for my video game. Or $70 and then like a continuation for all the DLC that's going to come out or some stupid shit like that.
But what would make you think that this is a viable market given how streaming is going right now? Like, think about how the video game market pales in comparison to the TV and film industry, right? In terms of just sheer volume of what they are able to produce and what they are able to bring in revenue-wise. To the various different companies that produce at a very high level, it still pales in comparison to what you can do with a film budget or even just a steady television sitcom, because the market is much bigger and the longevity is much longer.
Yep.
But even given that, why would you look and see what's happening with streaming currently and say, you know what, we can do that too? Let's just force everybody to rent from us infinitely on services that we are not currently dominating. Who the fuck fuck is Ubisoft to tell people to rent from them forever? What kind of market control do you have to dictate that?
Not a very good one.
None.
I can't think of a lot going on with Ubisoft. I know they got this Prince of Persia game that just came out.
If Activision comes out here, if Activision is like, hey, yo, we're thinking about moving to subscription-only, purchases for our games, that carries some weight. They're like, hey, yo, hold on, wait, man. What the fuck is going on? What are they talking about? What are we doing here? If EA come out tomorrow and be like, yeah, we're leaning towards subscription-only and not even owning the download, it's something that you have to renew monthly, heads will turn. Who is Ubisoft?
I got nothing. D. Diesel says several big publishers been pushing live service heavy since last gen. More and more gamers say hail to the no. Then he said they want to.
I believe it.
They want to adapt the mobile game model into all AAA games, which that's what this is.
And see, the thing is that for every God of War Ragnarok, for every Hogwarts Legacy, there are 10 more games that come out for that publisher in a year that get nowhere near that if it makes money at all. So really what you're doing with those bigger titles is covering up inadequacies from the entire calendar just to have one hit and claim that you're a success. You're dealing with an extremely small margin, even though it looks like you're not. It looks like you're clearing the bar far and away because the one title is carrying you so sufficiently.
Facts.
Right? Like Rockstar Games gets to survive off of one game a decade. Okay? They miss on one of them games, next decade they may not be leading the genre. They may not be leading the pack.
Sure.
Because it's one game a decade that they're giving you.
For sure.
Y'all cannot play around like this. Y'all have 2 years like Netflix or HBO Max had in between 2021 and 2023. You're done.
It's a wrap.
Done. There is no more Activision games. It's over. It's over.
It's a wrap for sure. Chillmonger really wants me to say Taylor Swift will call the song From End Zone to Friend Zone. He really wanted me to say that. Just throwing that out there. Shout out to Black Art 360. Had smoke for, or DC will say, had smoke for Ubisoft since the scrapped OG Prince of Persia for Assassin's Creed and gave up on Splinter Cell.
I remember Prince of Persia. They made a movie out of that. Jake Gyllenhaal was in it.
They just made a new Prince of Persia game. It just came out. Just came out, I think, last week.
Interesting.
All right, my
I can
toss-up.
see why the clash, though,
yeah.
of titles. Very similar.
Yep. All right, toss-up time. So it has been announced that Swishahouse, or I guess these three specifically, Paul Wall, Slim Thug, and Mike Jones, are doing a Still Tipping tour. And I saw the video where they announced it. They were all wearing their, Texans gear because they were still in the playoffs at the time. And it reminded me of the fact that Paul Wall here is going through a little bit of a slight rebrand. Bro is looking like, his Silver Fox days. I don't know what's going on.
He's not going through a rebrand. He's a white man. He's always been a white man.
Yeah, but his haircut.
He's just getting old.
At least the haircut.
So now he looks like a white man.
At least the haircut.
Like
he's got the
always
part.
Been a white man. Fam,
First of all,
that's how his daddy looked. That's how his granddaddy looked. That's how his great granddaddy looked. He was always gonna look like that.
No, the part with the grill is nuts.
Okay, all right. I'm trying to tell you, the grills is the best, the blackest thing you're gonna get out of him until now until the end.
Not his raps
his
and his wife.
Kicking in, his rap and his wife. But other than that, his genetics have kicked in, and he is who he is.
I didn't think I'd see the day where
But
Paul
my
Wall.
other question is, I had another question about this tour.
Go ahead.
Is Slim Thug bringing his cousin?
Yeah, that's a good question.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a really good question.
You bringing your cousin wife on the tour, Slim? Is she coming? Also, when y'all do Drive Slow in Chicago, y'all gonna bring Kanye out?
No, not happening.
You know they're gonna do Drive Slow, and if they come to Chicago, you gotta. How you gonna do Drive Slow in Chicago without Ye?
That might happen.
Homie Molly,
but only in Chicago.
79th of May. One of my best friends from back in the day, down the street from Calumet, the school for the Stones, nicknamed K-Rock, so they leave me alone. Bulls jacket with his hat broke way off. He walked around the mall with his radio face off. Come on, man. Just for Chicago, then y'all can put him back in the box.
This is not that same Paul Wall. I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah, that's the same Paul Wall. It's Paul Wall, baby.
This is Paul Wall's accountant. This is not Paul Wall.
A young Houston hard hitter, all about the Skrilla, riding some candy coated, crawling like a caterpillar. That's Paul Wall.
Not this guy. This is Tim. This is Tim Allen from Home Improvement. This is not Paul Wall.
I'm looking for them hoes, baby. What it do?
I'm just saying. I just thought that was very interesting. The fact that he's got the part now. He's making dad jokes on tour now. Like it's a completely different life.
I'm trying to tell you that is who Paul Wall has always been, and was always going to become.
Now you're right. He was always going to become this. He was always going to become this. I'm still just not ready for it. That's all I'm saying. And on that note, is Slim Thug dyeing his hair? Because why doesn't he have no grays here? But his shit is full of gray.
He definitely had grays when he was talking shit earlier, and we found out that he had a sister wife or a cousin wife.
So then he's dyeing this.
Gotta be.
I think so. Anyway,
I seen somebody else dyeing their facial hair earlier this week, and I couldn't remember who it was. I was a little disappointed. I was like, man, I've seen you gray, fam. I know what it really looked like up underneath there.
Damn.
Who was it?
Steve Harvey.
It wasn't Steve. It was a sportscaster, I feel like. And it was kind of obvious, too.
Jalen Rose. Jalen Rose?
Was it Jalen?
It's usually Jalen Rose.
No, but Jalen ain't been on shit. He got fired.
Oh, yeah, he did. You're right. Well, no, Jalen Rose has been doing some kind of weird press tour with Chris Webber, doing something.
Good for them.
I don't know what they're doing, but
good to see the Fab Five back together.
Gross.
They was there to watch the Michigan basketball team, as sorry as they've been this season, beat Ohio State. So
yo! I completely forgot. Hold on.
We're still doing that.
I just want to give a quick L, one last L. To I'm not even gonna look it up. Fuck it. To Caitlin Clark, because fuck her. She definitely ran into that girl.
Well, she didn't run into her. Like the girl was running directly at her.
The girl dodged
she did
her.
Kind of extend herself out. No, the hell she did. She hit her.
She dodged her. Or she tried to dodge her.
I don't think she meant to hit her, and she definitely helped initiate the contact, but she hit
that her. That too. But that girl tried to dodge her. Let's see if we can find a slow motion.
Well, in any case, should you be sprinting directly onto the basketball field seconds? Like, at least give them time to get off the court.
Sure.
Or you be more cognizant of her since you're entering a place you're technically not supposed to be.
Sure. That's fair. I need a good slow motion out of this.
Time to get to the locker room, man.
Cause nah, bro. I'm not. She tried to dodge her when she saw her coming.
It was a little bit exaggerated. It was a little bit exaggerated, but she did hit her.
Caitlin dumbass Clark. She just because she's salty because she lost to the Buckeyes. It is what it is. I've seen it before. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good video right there. She tried to dodge her.
She tried, and she still hits her though, Josh.
She hit her. No, she hit her.
Also,
but she tried to get out of her way, and then Caitlin Clark clearly.
Well, no, look. Caitlin Clark is in a dead sprint going opposite of the way that this girl is going. So if Caitlin Clark is trying to turn away from her at the last minute, that's what you're seeing. She's trying to turn. She's trying not to hit the girl because she's running.
Right.
And all of a sudden she see this lunatic coming across her face.
But then that's when she extended because she knew she wasn't going to get maximum impact.
No, look,
and then flopped.
Caitlin sees her and tries to move out of the way. The other girl don't see her at all and keeps going the same path. That's why
she dodged a little bit.
What the fuck she does? She's not even looking at her, Josh. She doesn't see her.
Right here, you can see her sidestep.
She's not looking at her.
She's sidestepping here.
She's not looking at her.
She's not. But she's sidestepping her. She knows she's coming.
No, she's not sidestepping her. Her knees are not. She got knock knees.
She got
That's
knock
why she
knees.
running like that.
Nuts. She's like,
Look at her
oh,
knees all close
excuse me.
together. Her knees, she got knock knees. Look at them.
Look, man, the girl can ball, but she is trash. She's a trash human being. She's a sore loser.
I'm not co-signing that. Caitlyn is the female Grayson Allen. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Facts.
Get
Cosign.
out of here.
Cosign.
If Caitlyn Clark get into the league and she breaks Skylar Diggins' nose, or she trips up Candace Parker and twists her ankle or some shit like that, then I'll give it to you. Until then, Grayson Allen stays in a class of his own.
Fair. All right, I'll give you that. I will give you that. All right, yeah, that's all I had though.
The textbook flop. It was a flop. She exaggerated a bit, but it was enough of a contact for it to be a problem in anyway. Like, come on, man, let me get off the field. Like, you see me. You should be looking out for me, not the other way around. I shouldn't have to wade my way through fans.
Where did that even come from? Textbook flop. I didn't click on anything. I don't know. Anyway. Can you see it? Is it paused on your side?
Yes, it's paused, but I see the little thing in the back.
I don't know why it does that. All right. Anyway, it is on you. I guess I'm just going to have to keep this open. And you said you would tell me if you had any videos to go over, so.
Yeah, I guess you'll have to edit those in later.
Or I mean, I can show them. You just have to tell me when that's gonna come up because I got your.
Which one? Okay. All right. I did want to talk about the Michael B. Jordan Ryan Coogler reunion that nobody asked for. I'm going to give it an L. I'm going to give it an L, and the reason why I'm going to give it an L is because for one of the parties involved in this feels like regression. Go to the main tweet. The one from you're just gonna pull it up. Okay, yeah, it's fine. For one of the parties, this feels like regression. It feels like you kind of started to curate your own career behind the camera. You're curating your own franchise now with Creed, away from Ryan. And everything that has built your career to this point has been on his pen. So now, while you've taken a step away from that and establishing yourself in Hollywood outside of his work, this feels like a regression. This feels like, okay, same song and dance. And then on the other side, hey, listen, with the most possible love as I can give it, I just don't think he can do anything else, y'all. He's had, what, has it been 2 years since Black Panther now? It's 2024.
Yeah.
So, yeah, 2 years.
Year and a half.
Now, since Black Panther 3 to spearhead a new project. We heard something about Bitterroot with Regina King, whatever. She's even back acting now, so I don't know what's going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
But we're right back to making another surprise movie with Michael B. Jordan. It's not a surprise, man. It's not a surprise. It is more of the same. It is everything that is notable in your film career. Fruitvale Station, Black Panther, Creed. And now, after that, when you're supposed to be now an established director in Hollywood, somebody with a name and a reputation that would be able to survive devoid of your BFF, Michael B. Jordan, you choose to spearhead him up? Like, damn. If you ain't swam by now, you're never going to swim. If you're not swimming on your own now, you're never going to swim. And I can't say it about Michael B. Jordan because he's already done it on his own. He's already doing his own thing. It feels like a favor to you, which is crazy to think because of the head start that you had on this man.
You know what?
What else is this man going to offer as a storyteller ever without the crutch of the only actor he seems to be able to use in Hollywood?
You know what that reminds me of is how Martin Scorsese will work with a certain actor for a few films, like De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. But Coogler has yet to do it.
That's always been my knock on Scorsese as well. That's my knock on Scorsese, is that he has to lean on those quintessential Italian archetype characters.
Sure.
Even in 2020, when did The Irishman come out? 2022.
Yeah.
When Robert De Niro is nearing 80 years old, he still can't make a movie without the man. That's worth a damn.
But even then,
without him or Leo, if it ain't him or Leo, he's not making a goddamn movie.
But even then, at least he's done it with two different people. Coogler still is going back to Michael B. Jordan. Bring a new actor into it. Bring a new black actor into it.
Michael B. Jordan is his muse. Unfortunately, he can't write shit else but Oscar Grant.
Creed.
What is that boy's name? Eric Killmonger.
Creed.
Adonis Creed. It's the same archetype over and over and over. Michael B. Jordan and Ryan Coogler's secret movies about vampires. Let me guess. He got a dead fucking parent. It's the same archetype over and over and over and over. And Michael, I got a new role for you. Okay, all right, Ryan, but is it something different? Because, like, I really don't want to do... No, man, I swear, man, it's something different. Are you sure, man? Because I feel like I did the last 3 with you, and they were all kind of the same guy. No, man, it's something different. It's about vampires. Okay, cool, that's interesting. All right, bet. So the vampire eats your mom. Oh, my God.
Yo, having a vampire movie, vampires are the undead, having the vampire father be killed is nuts.
He's going to be the only vampire in the clan with a dead parent. And he'll be forced to overcome it to be the top vampire.
That is crazy.
At which point, he will be killed and replaced by his little sister vampire.
That would be nuts.
Like, it's fam. Walk on your own. Stand up. Stand up. Do your own thing. This is Philly. It's very much so Gunna and Little Baby. Very much so Gunna and Little Baby.
Well,
like, Jesus Christ, man. Walk on your own.
Gunna been coming out with some hits, though.
Fuck Gunna.
Gunna came out with Pushin' P. Then he came out with Fuck You Mean.
Pushin' P came out before he was a P-U-S-S-Y.
Sure. But he still came out with that and then Fuck You Mean.
I mean,
Coogler can do it.
If they can continue to drone us with Fuck You Mean on the radio for another 6 months, then they'll get 1 million streams. But
thank God I don't have to listen to the radio anymore. But that's neither here nor there.
Only time I hear it.
Fair enough. All right, what's next?
All right. Well, yeah, that's enough for Michael B. and Ryan Coogler. Oh, so for my NFL fans in chat, this is another L. Did you happen to catch the Ravens game this weekend where there was a viral fan who was caught in the stands who looked exactly, and I mean exactly, like I have a dream.
That's nuts.
MLK. Like
why is
definitely looked just like MLK.
Bruh. Show me the tweet.
Yeah, what you doing, dog? What you got going on?
I'm clicking the tweet.
All right, scroll down.
There we go.
Or you can do that. That's cool.
The Texans offense, they got to get to work.
I have a dream that one day Black Ravens fans will be able to sit with White Ravens fans in harmony and watch a running black quarterback go to the Super Bowl. I have a dream that one day a brother will be standing in the stands that looks just like me with a white wife and white children, biracial children.
She's biracial.
Which is none of my business, man. You love who you love, you do what you do. But what I did find interesting is that, do y'all recall Bernice King, Martin Luther King, and Coretta Scott King's surviving daughter coming out and having an issue with Jonathan Majors invoking his mother's name and making light of it just in time for her to promote her book that she was writing on her mother. Anybody recall that? How it was just so disrespectful for him to even utter his mother's name in comparison to that white woman.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see her response to the viral moment of her vanilla swirl daddy lookalike?
First of all, I'm not playing this clip anymore because these dudes is wilding back here. I don't know what they got
you
going
don't
on.
have to. Bernice King's response to Homeboy, oh, it was just in good fun. It's great. Viral moment. Why not?
But Jonathan
So
Majors,
when we
hell no.
Your daddy, when we're memeing your daddy for a random NFL fan, we all good. Fair game.
Yep.
Please buy my book. But if we're invoking your mother's name in a way of, sending virtue into what it is I would want in a partner, above reproach, you should have never done that. And how dare he also buy my book?
Yeah.
Oh.
Duh.
Nasty work on your parents' grave, boy. That's something. That's gross.
Very gross, but
Gross time. Moving on from the MLK fan. Oh, yes. So, I do want to apologize because we are not ones to leave work incomplete or to dip out on assignments. And you know that we are avid power watchers. And we have really been lacking on this season, the current season of Raising Kanan.
I've only watched one episode.
So, in lieu of that, just want to give you a taste of some of my thoughts, not necessarily on the season. We'll have to say that for something else. But I did find this beauty of a tweet comparing Kanan and Tariq. And it kind of got me thinking about the video we made a long time ago about Tariq and Franklin Saint and what comparisons they had together. I just wanted to review some of the things that they thought were similar between Tariq and Kanan and give my thoughts. The more I watch Raising Kanan, this is, hold on, let's shout them out. Just another Ambervert, that damn Brooke, shout out to you. The more I watch Raising Kanan, I see so many parallels between Tariq and Kanan. Oh, really? Do tell. Both of them had drug dealing parents who tried to keep them out of the game. Let's pause right there. Ambervert. First of all, if Rock tried to keep Kanan out of the drug game, she didn't do it very hard when she brought him back from Virginia and started him cutting up coke in a drug house. True. Wasn't doing a very good job setting him up with Marvin to teach him how to set up spots and make plays and clock the police. Wasn't doing a very good job when she set up his father to be shot by him, giving him specific instructions on how to kill somebody. If that's trying to keep somebody out the game, goddamn. But I will grant you, they both had drug dealing parents that lied to them. That would be the more distinct, connection between Tariq and Kanan.
Lied to them to keep them out of the game.
Parents. Right. I would say one parent worked a little bit harder to keep their child out of the game.
For sure.
Than the other, for sure. But I digress. Another one. Both of them resent their parent for lying to them. That's a fact. That's the number one. Although most of the stuff that Ghost lied to Tariq about was his fucking business, and you should never be discussing with your child anyways. Why would I ever tell you the truth about my extramarital relationships? And I'm sorry, not even extramarital, because I left Tasha to go be with old girl. And why should I have to explain that to you? You will know when the time comes and me and your mom split up for good. Beyond that, it ain't your business, fam. You know what is your business? This nigga that you just sent me to shot is my dad. That's my business. You got to tell me that. You got to let me know. Like, you have to tell me. You have to tell me. You know what else is my business? You made my uncle kill my best friend. That's my business. Like, you probably shouldn't lie to me about that. Most of the shit that Tariq was getting lied to about from Ghost didn't have nothing to do with him at all, and he shouldn't have been dealing with it in the first place.
No, facts.
They really did the Tariq character a disservice by not more staunchly reinforcing the motivation behind his criminal lifestyle. It just always came off as spoiled and reactionary, which would more likely have led to him being dead by now. And that's what makes, Power Ghost a little bit less believable than the rest of the shows. But and then the last point that was made here, they both started their own secret operation despite their parents. That's loose. So did Brayden.
Pretty loose.
Brayden Kanan. Is Brayden Kanan?
No.
Light skin, Tariq's ex-girlfriend now.
Effie?
Is Effie, Tariq, and Kanan as well?
No.
Like basically anybody who had a piece of the game could be explained with that.
Sure. Sure.
Moral of the story is, if you like Kanan, good on you. He's a good plot piece, and he is a good character to show development through multiple eras. I would say you have good taste in TV. If you like Tariq as a character, you chew on tires. Right.
Yo, not too much on Tariq, bro. He has redeemed himself as a character.
Thank you, just another Ambervert, for the tweet and the content. I appreciate it. All right, I think this is gonna be my last one. Oh no! I got two more. So my first one is going to go out to the NCAA. This is a dub because they're just the gift that keeps on giving. They are the gift that keeps on giving. All season long, prior to the playoffs starting, I'll say, what was the conversation about Michigan football?
Cheaters. No good, rotten cheaters.
They're cheating! They're cheating! They've affected the college football balance! To the dark side, Michigan is the Sith, and everyone else in college football are Jedi. They're cheating! That was the narrative, right? Tony Petitti. I believe there was competitive advantage here. You got ADs and coaches saying how much of an advantage people are getting, Michigan is getting, and that's why they had to let everybody know what was going on. No. You care now, Mr. Asterisk. You changed your Twitter profile to an asterisk after we won the national championship. You absolutely care. So put the meme down. You care. Right?
I cared then. I don't care now.
Only for them to let Michigan get in the title game, and the goddamn NCAA president says they want it fair and square. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, the reason why we wanted to tell everybody is so that we can make it fair for everyone, including Michigan. Well, that's a crock of shit. That's a whole crock of shit. It was least fair for us than any team that's been investigated for anything by the NCAA in the last 10 years. That's just a load of bullshit in terms of it being fair for Michigan. But the fact that some sort of competitive balance was being had, but now that you said something about it, it's completely alleviated. It was player safety before, but now it was gone the minute the NCAA said something about it. So that means even before Jim Harbaugh was suspended, this was already sewed up, which directly calls into the question why the Big Ten suspended him at all.
I think you're misinterpreting. I think the point is that the Washington game didn't have any cheating involved, or even anything since Penn State.
The Washington? No. What did he say? Why did he? I have the article right here in front of me. Why did he say he told everybody about the Michigan game? Why he told the Big Ten? Why they released information in an ongoing investigation for NCAA, which they never do. It's always supposed to be a gag order on an open investigation for the NCAA. They denied that in this case to tell the nation and the Big Ten. Why? Because they said then that made it even. As much of a cheating scandal as this was, it was touted as the biggest college football cheating scandal in history, is what it was touted as being. And the only thing we needed to do to fix it, not put fucking headphones in helmets, not make it legal to sign steal. No. The only thing we need to do is say, hey, Michigan stole signs. And that makes it better for the entire college football world. We never have to talk about it again. Just give Michigan their punishment and we'll go on about our business. So you mean nothing's going to change as a result of this at all? And not to mention all of you fucking vacators and go ahead and win your natty now. They're just going to take it later. Horse shit. The fucking president just said it had no fucking advantage.
So wait. So if they do get punished, and I don't mean vacating the title, but if they do get punished, then that's
not happening. That's off the title. That's off the table. He essentially told
the
you.
The title is, but I'm saying if they get punished at all.
Well, they're probably going to get punished for the violation.
Oh, okay.
And I've never stood on that hill that they weren't going to get punished. The hill I stood on is that Harbaugh was going to be the coach and that there were not going to be any vacated wins. It's just not going to happen.
I just said punishment. I didn't mean like specifically your title being vacated or anything like that.
We'll lose some scholarships, what have you. No one gives a shit about what's going on with Jay and Rashada, though, right? Nobody gives a shit about what's going on in Florida, right? Nobody cares about programs actively and openly buying players. That was always the most blatantly biased thing about all of this, is because while you're bellyaching about sign stealing in a sport that most of y'all have never played, so you don't understand why reading field keys is infinitely better than getting signs pre-recorded. You don't understand how having to put all that information in your brain would slow you down and make you less effective as a player if you were actually playing based off of what you thought the offense was doing instead of what you were seeing in real time in front of you. That's how players get caught out of position all the fucking time. That's how Michigan caught Bama out of position on a pass to the running back that they faked to in play action twice. Once for a touchdown and one for a fourth down conversion that basically won us the game. Movement, eye discipline, execution works more than any sign that you can steal. But you motherfuckers have never played football past the Pop Warner level, so you don't know that. You don't know how to read a play from the guard to the back to the opposing guard. You don't know what your responsibility is as a backside backer or as opposed to a play side backer. You don't know what you're supposed to do. You don't know what shoulder you're supposed to attack with. You don't know what leverage you're supposed to play with. You don't know the holes. You can't count out the holes on the offensive line, but you know Michigan cheated the last 3 years because of a sign scandal. So shove all that shit up your ass and kiss the ring, baby, because the championship isn't going anywhere, and neither is Michigan.
Where's my gift? I want it back. Anyway, you have another L that you'd like to give?
Absolutely care. Yeah.
I don't. You guys won. You won the championship.
Yeah. You still haven't paid up on our bet. Are you going to pay up on our bet tonight?
What was the bet?
I want to hear you say that we're the best.
No, it was champions.
Kings of the North is what the title was. Tell me that Michigan is king of the North right now. Pay up.
Okay. Michigan.
Let me hear it.
Michigan was the kings of the North.
Michigan is. We haven't been unseated as national champions.
Michigan
yet.
Was the kings
Michigan
of the North
is the king of
until
the
we got Caleb Downs, Julian Sand, Will Howard, Quinshawn Judkins, Seth McLaughlin.
The only school that win championships in the off seasons are NIL schools. Is that what Ohio State is now?
No, Michigan was the king of the North. Michigan was the kings of the North.
No.
Until they lost Jim Harbaugh, J.J. McCarthy, Blake Corum.
Thank you for showing yourself. I appreciate it.
All right, Michigan's the king of the North.
Mm-hmm.
Michigan is the king of the North.
I was looking through the comments now.
Okay, you have another L, sir.
All right, last L is going out to Miss Rhoda, the brick lady, and Consciously.
Boom.
They can hold it together.
Wait,
they
is this?
Both hold it together.
Oh, I thought I had it. Whatever, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's in there. It's in the bookmarks. It's by Say Cheese.
No, I got that up.
Okay. Yeah, no, I didn't have Consciously's thing in there, saving there. So if you haven't heard the latest on the brick lady, surprise, surprise, the story was phony baloney. They weren't arguing over a phone number. He didn't hit her with a brick because he wouldn't give her the phone number. Apparently, according to video evidence, he didn't hit her with a brick at all. They got into a car. They got out of a car. She hit him multiple times. He hit her back with a water bottle. Now, I'm still confused as to how a fucking water bottle caused that. Unless you're talking about one of the goddamn Stanleys. Now, if he hit her with a Stanley,
hitting her with a Stanley is crazy, like yeah, for sure.
If he hit her with a plastic water bottle, I'm still not adding up how that shit looks like that. But in any case, right? So since she's caught on camera assaulting him first, making physical contact to him, threatening his person, she assaulted him, and the responding physical action was considered self-defense. And they considered the squabble to be mutual combat. Since she attempted to report this individual as an assaulter, and since she created a story that did not happen that painted this man as an abuser, not only is she being sought after for that, but also for the fact that she collected funds behind the same story on GoFundMe. Right? So she's being charged with fraud. She was going to turn herself in. She even contacted the new Black Panther Nation to help her turn herself in and protect her. She stood him up and went to fucking Jamaica.
Crazy.
So, yeah,
crazy.
She's on the run. She's wanted for fraud, and she's kicking it in Jamaica. So, when Grace Jabari fled to Europe and didn't come back for months until right before the trial, where her bench warrant was served, we all had a problem with that, right? We all saw that very clearly for what it was. She
did some shit.
Prosecution or potential prosecution. When the lady is supposed to turn herself in by the protection of the new Black Panther Nation and the news cameras were there waiting on her and all this other shit, and then now she's posting shit in Jamaica. So now I think her L is obvious. Always knew she was lying, right? We discussed it briefly we discussed the situation on its merit briefly.
She lied before.
Attention was directed back to the person. Yeah, so there was the multiple GoFundMes. There was the other story that she told back in like 2017 about some black women jumping her. She started GoFundMe around that and all this other stuff, right? Why isn't it that grifters never cut bait? It's when the ship is clearly sinking, and I mean having a warrant that you skipped and went to another country so that you wouldn't have to appear for is pretty close to being shot in terms of credibility. Why don't they cut bait? Why do you drive yourself into this box to where now only thing you can do is double down and double down again, double down, and lose your rent at the casino? Why do y'all do this? I understand that there's paper in this. I understand you can get paid to pander, boy. And if that is your formula, far be it on me to tell you to do something else, man. Get it however you fucking live. But the one thing you got to still maintain throughout your performance is credibility. It's someone who has proven themselves to be uncredible or non-credible
or incredible.
It is not incumbent on you to try and reformulate or restructure the situation to fit what you're already going with. Fam, the act of her hitting the man first makes that an assault. Period. Done. Donezo. No matter what he said to her, no matter what the context was, the minute she put her hands on that man, she lost all rights to calling herself a victim. That is the law.
Agreed.
Now, there still is a question of equal and reactive force. He's a man. He's bigger. She's not the smallest girl in the world. So I'm sure that played a factor. But again, this has all been reviewed by a independent news source and the police, and they both came to the same conclusion. It would have been one thing if the police were completely lying, and then the reporter would have came out and been like, that's what the police said, but that's not what the footage shows, or that's not what we saw in the footage. No, and they're both saying the same thing. They seen the security footage where there was none before when she was telling her story. They saw her hit him first. They saw her hitting multiple times. They saw him respond with a slap, not with a brick, but a fucking bottle. Those are some pretty material details that she just blatantly lied, not misrepresented, not confused, not mixed up. Lied. He hit me because I wouldn't give him my phone number. Or shit. You got in the car with that man. He can't be that mad over not getting the number. You was already in the car with him. You mean you waited to get in his car and then tell him you didn't want to get his number and then he got mad at you? Never been in a situation like that, so I'm sorry, I can't relate. I don't understand how that could be.
Especially...
You weren't romantically interested in this man. Why did you leave the club with him and get in his car? But she's allowed to do whatever she wants. She's grown. She don't have to want to be with the man just because she got in the car. But one thing she can't do is get out of the man's car and put her hands on him.
Sure.
Because it's against the law. Here go consciously. Well, they did say that she was assaulted, but she wasn't assaulted with the brick. Damn, if I go to the police and say somebody hit me with a brick because I wouldn't give them my number, and it turns out they just smacked me back with the water bottle in their hand because I had hit them repeatedly, that can materially change the entire scope of the situation. You just went from being a victim of an assault and potential further damage, maybe even attempted murder with a deadly weapon, to you now are the assaultee. Assaulters.
And that was self-defense.
Completely changes the standard of proof as well. Because all you have to prove for self-defense is that you felt that you were in fear of bodily damage or harm.
And if there's a video of you being hit.
Been hit twice, I said you well beyond that threshold. She can't even claim self-defense because she hit first. Like, let it go, fam. You're going to nuke your platform. You're going to have to rebrand and become a black conservative.
Yeah, my whole problem with the Conscious Lee thing was that
cut your locks and become a black conservative.
He didn't understand why this is fraud. Fam, I don't think she would have gained 42,000 if people knew the real story.
Like she can't get no money for her injuries? No, nigga, because she's misrepresenting why she's getting the money.
She told a whole ass lie. No.
It's a fucking scam. And by the very fact that this same type of situation keeps happening to her year over year over year, to have these multiple GoFundMes should be a fucking red flag with anybody with some common sense. Oh, but we just don't believe black women. I don't believe liars, and I'm not a moron or a liar myself. I'm not a dishonest person that misleads people for fucking clicks. You care so much about black people defending her, and then you reposting the chick that called us body bags a month ago.
Or if you care about black people, what about the black people that contributed to this 42,000 who is out that cash now, knowing she lied?
What about the black man that was falsely accused of abusing a black woman and only acted in self-defense? And there's video evidence to prove it.
Crazy.
In fact, he keeps using the Jonathan Majors incident to compare to this in a way to say that it is biased, because we supported Jonathan Majors when we felt like she misrepresented the fact, she being Jabari, and that he got a raw deal based on the findings of the case. In this situation, fam, the guy literally is Majors. He's literally Majors. It's literally the same situation. Jonathan Majors getting his phone back from a woman who snatched it away from him is legal self-defense in New York. You are legally allowed to use force to recover your stolen property. And in kind, apparently in, where did this happen? Minnesota? Where did this happen?
I think so. Minnesota sounds right.
Wherever this happened, it is legal to hit a woman back if she slaps you repeatedly, as long as you use equal or reactive force, as long as you don't go above and beyond.
No, she was from Houston.
Houston, that's what it was, the Houston brick lady.
Yep.
I wonder what he gonna do when the actual footage come out. That's what I'm just waiting on. Because, fam, if the police have it and this is the active case, that shit's gonna be public eventually. Why do you keep I know you can read. You have over 100,000 followers. I know you can read. I know you know what the article saw. Regardless of what you said on your platform, I know you know what the article actually saw, and I know it said, and I know you know what assault is. And because I know you know that, I know you know that the likelihood of this video being made public is very likely. Why would you continue to stake your reputation on something that you are only going to be proven even further a grifter? Like, it's not going to get any better. This case is not going to turn on its head and find out that the police completely that's not going to happen, because it's what the witnesses that were actually at the spot were telling us the whole time. When y'all found the dudes that supposedly didn't protect her, they told y'all she was a fucking troublemaker, she was hitting the dude, and she started all of that shit. And there was no brick. They never saw a brick. And lo and behold, now the police have the evidence that that is the case. So now how far are you going to drive this stake into the ground, fam? How far are you really going to go with this?
I don't know, fam.
Embarrassing.
Very embarrassing. Should we read the chats, or is that all you had?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see. Where do we leave off? Stephen A. Smurf is hilarious. Tony Robinson said Tariq looks like that dummy Steve Urkel created. Okay. Marcus preaching fire. I've been sitting on a damn she looks like Frieza in the Trunks saga for so long, and now it's wasted. I'm less mad at her and more mad at who made her a 2023 event. And then Tony Robinson said, chill, she's a Grace Jabari. And so they're calling her Stephanie McMahon. Somalia Brick Lady is nuts.
Could be Ethiopian.
She could be. I don't know. She's African for sure. With a name like Rhoda Osman or Osman. I don't know. Anyway, any other?
Well, one more thing. I'm gonna shout out Daphne, the queen of accountability. Shout out to her, man, because she's the one who outed all of this shit. Who found her prior GoFundMe's. She found her charges that she had pending even before all of this was going on. Right? She's the one who was actively working with the sheriff's department down there to whistleblow for all of this stuff that was going on. When she first came out saying that black men hit her and black men sat around and watched her get hit, even though none of that shit. Or the second part of it, they watched her get hit after she assaulted the black man.
Yeah.
And that's what we should that's what we should see on the security cam footage as well. So
for sure, agreed.
I know one thing: an internet guy, a TikToker, is much more likely to stake his reputation on something that will not be proven true, more so than a police chief. And a police chief is sitting up doing a interview, talking about video evidence, not, oh, it'll come out at some time, oh, we've reviewed the evidence, but we can't tell you what's on it still so far. That would be some fuck shit. That would be some bullshit, and I would call that the question. Him specifically noting step by step what happened in the video, knowing damn well this is going to be public record at some point, pretty much confirms to me that's what it is, man. That's what it is. Now crazier things have happened, and she gonna have her day in court whenever she make it back from fucking Jamaica.
We'll see.
So I guess we'll see just how far they want to dig this shit. But shout out to Daphne though.
Absolutely, for sure. Well, that was our W's and L's. Appreciate chat for coming back on a Monday night as opposed to the Sunday that we usually do it.
Sure, I definitely appreciate y'all.
You got anything else you need to say at all?
That's it for me, man. I definitely appreciate y'all coming in for the live. Love being here. Love being back. Missed y'all for sure. we will be back and continuing to kind of bolster back up here, man. Big things coming in 2024, so keep an eye out for us.
Agreed. Make sure y'all subscribe. Make sure y'all subscribe. We almost at 3,000. Make sure that y'all join me tomorrow on Twitch. The link is in the description. I'm doing Tubi Tuesday. So if you've been wondering what's going on with that, I will be reacting to yet another Tubi movie. Gray was there last time. And so I'm watching Female Hustler, maybe? I think I should watch Female Hustler. So we'll see. I'm going to watch a Tubi movie and live react to it. And then maybe I'll play some games.
Wash with you. Everybody bring eye wash.
That's crazy. I'm going to watch a Tubi tomorrow on Twitch.
Watch some corny.
And then I'm going to probably play some kind of game. I don't know what yet. We'll figure it out. But then, like I said, link is in the description. Subscribe. And on that note,
Go Blue!
we are out. Yikes.
Go Blue!
Yikes.